Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on this 1986 318. It needs a starter. The starter works but is broken off. I'm not sure if the starter's broken or the engine is. I was told the starter is, so let's pull the side panels off and the hood off and grill, and I am going to unbolt the engine. And today we're just going to pick it up and see what's broke. And if it's just a starter, we will order a new one and put it on. And I bought this as a running tractor with a bad starter. And it's been sitting here for a while, so I think it's about time we get it running again. So let's get right at it. Okay, I whipped all that stuff off there real quick. Hood's over here, all that goodies is over on the seat. Did have to cut the ground wire because I was just too lazy to take that bolt out. Probably put some connectors on it so you can unplug it and plug it to remove the hood, because I'm dumb put it over here. Now we just got to unbolt the engine, and it should, in theory, lift up out. So let's unbolt it and see what it does. All right, guys, I just got the engine unbolted. It is completely unbolted. Let's see if we can get it to come up out. All right, here's what we got going on. Got the cherry picker holding up just one side of the engine. And right here's where the starter bolts. Here's the broken piece of the starter. Here's the rest of the starter. See where it's broke off. Got both bolts out. So I'm going to go ahead and order another starter. And I'll bring you guys back when the starter gets here. We'll put it in and we should be ready to run. Okay, today is Thursday, 27th, I believe. Finally got my starter that I ordered. Let's put it in and get this thing fired up. Well, it's official. I hate Onins. I unhooked the drive shaft, unplugged, unhooked the fuel line, I unhooked the throttle and choke. I need to unhook this ground, and then I think we are good to come out. So I'm going to do that real quick, and let's get it yanked on out of here. Okay, I've got the bottom bolt started in there and threaded in quite a ways. I need to get the other one started and threaded in, and both of them tightened down, and then we will be good to drop this engine back down into the tractor. As you see, I put it up at eyeball level so that I can work on it. So yeah, don't call OSHA. I'm not going to make you guys watch, but I'm going to put them two bolts in and tighten them up, and then we can put this engine back in. Quite a bit of bull crap work just to do a starter. I had to take this shroud off, and it was back here. So I took bolts on this side out, pushed it forward so as I could get in here. But yeah, lovely. Thanks, Onan. Alright, guys. I got the starter in. Boy, was that ever fun. Well, at least it's in. It's tight. It's not going to go anywhere. So I'm going to drop the engine back down in here and get it bolted up. I'm not going to make you watch that either, so we'll get to it. I'll be back. Alrighty, guys. Today is the 10th, I want to say. It is Thursday. It's been like a week since I ordered this fuel pump. Finally showed up. So let's get this old one off of here and install the new one. Alrighty, boys and girls, I got that all taken care of. Got the suction hooked up in the back. I got this hooked up. Very surprisingly easy, actually. It only took me like 10 minutes here in person. Don't know what it's going to look like in the time lapse, but very simple and easy to do. Once the engine's out, of course, because you have to take the engine out. Otherwise, you can't get to it with the firewall in the way. So, I got that reinstalled. I think we are ready to put the engine back in now, so let's try and drop it down. Okay guys, so I'm getting ready to put this together, and I noticed that this thing will not throttle up. Well, this is very stiff and stuck, so I'm just going to take it off of there. Actually, I'll just leave this out like that and it'll do the trick. I was going to take that off there, but I think I'm just going to leave that out. Guys, got the motor bolted back in. Everything is hooked up, I believe. Fuel line. Got the battery box. I'm working on putting that in right now. I do need to put this back in. I've got the hop to the starter from the solenoid. So I'm going to finish bolting this battery box in, and then we're going to see if this thing will turn over and or start. Damn. So, as I assume everyone noticed last night when we tried to start it, it's the next day by the way, the drive shaft to the transmission is not in fact hooked on the transmission. So my guess would be it pulled off when I took the engine out. So we're going to pull the platform off and see how easily we can get away with putting it back on. Then we're going to see if it'll start. So I'm going to put you on the stand and get a time lapse going. And hopefully it's just going to be an easy task. We can time lapse right through to back together and to this point again, but with the drive shaft on. So let's jump into it. after much bull crap. We're finally together. Engine's bolted back in again. Drive shaft is on, greased, and we are ready to try again. So I'm gonna go grab the spark checking device and see if we have spark at the same time. But let's see if it turns over and behaves now. We've got spark. There we go. I don't think it's getting fuel there, guys. I got a little bit in here. I've got it primed up to this point, but it refuses to run on gas. It'll run on ether, but not gas. So I think I'm gonna have to take this hose off and see if the pump is pumping or not, and then probably fill the carburetor up and prime this line up. So I'm gonna do that off camera real quick and bring y'all back. Okay guys, it's Tuesday. It is colder than a witch's tit out here, but we're gonna see if we can get something done. And apparently that's all. That's all she wrote. For some reason, we're still not running on gas, so we got to figure that out still. The battery charger seems to think that this is charged. I thought it was empty. So let's try and start this. I did realize yesterday I forgot to turn on the gas, so that'd be a pretty good reason to not start. So I just turned it on. Let's see if we can get her to start up now. We're getting somewhere, maybe? Not It's trying. It's pumping. It's just not wanting to start, apparently. You're not supposed to have more smoke coming out the carb than the exhaust there, Buster Brown. Okie dokie, you've seen it run now. And so have I. Now we gotta put the darn thing back together. So, it was just running. Runs alright. Don't let me forget to turn that back on. It runs alright. Once I get it warmed up, I'm sure it'll run better. It's like 30 degrees or something out here today in Ohio. The weather is getting cold. It's been snowing the last few days. Nothing's sticking, so there won't be any fun videos or anything, but it has been snowing. Had oil pressure. It was charging. I'm going to have to adjust the throttle because if I push it all the way down, it dies. It won't run. It's adjusted too low. But yeah, other than that, we're all good. And we're ready to throw it back together, so let's get to it. Alrighty, it's put all together. All the tin work's on. Everything is back together. Let's see if it'll fire back up today. It's still fairly cold. Probably in the 30s, upper 30s, lower 40s. There's snow on the ground. Just a dusting that we got last night. So let's see if it'll fire up and go from there. Okay guys, that's a wrap for this video. I just brought the new project over into the shop to work on. So with the cold weather, instead of a week, it'll probably take a week or two. It might not take that long, but we'll see. So watch for that video in the future. This thing ran and drove pretty good. This is the best working hydro that I've had. The power steering is amazing. Even at an idle, it steers smooth and flawlessly. Even the 420 doesn't do that. And hydro's super smooth to operate. 420s is stiff from being sitting outside for so long. But what a nice operating tractor, comfortable to ride on. The engine does surge a little bit when it's not under load or whatnot. I can adjust the choke and make it stop a little bit, but it'll just need some adjustments. Wouldn't hurt to clean the points, and I'm sure clean the carburetor a little bit. I don't know if it's the dreaded own and surge, because I think that does it all the time and this does not. But it does run, it does drive. I drove it over here. It will be for sale, so if anybody's looking for a 318, I'm going to list it. I am in Ohio, if anyone is interested. Like you saw, it runs, it drove out, it drove over here. I didn't have any problems with it, except for it surged a little bit. I think I'm going to list it for $1,800 or best offer, and take less than that, obviously. But not a ton less, because these are pretty sought after desired machines, and this one's in pretty good shape. So if you're interested in a 318, let me know. It has 1,933.7 hours on it. And yeah, you saw how it ran. Didn't smoke any once it got warmed up. It was just white smoke when it started, but the owning seemed to last fairly long, because 420 has 2,000 something on it. 2,300 hours on it, and it's still running. Putting a new coil in it right now. They sent me a faulty one though, so waiting for them to get back to me. But if anybody's interested, 1,800 OBO, runs and drives, no battery included. That's the battery out of my 110. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, and if you want to see more content on all this and more, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.